Well, FedEx brought me another box. Let's tear into it and see what's in here. Stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Scott, Edge of 3D, and FedEx brought me another box. Let's go ahead and open it up, see what's in it, and find out why I agreed to do this. There you go. Company that we've all never heard of. At least I didn't realize that they made printers. I thought they only made filament. But about a month ago, got an email reaching out to me, asking me if they could send me a printer and some filament and have me unbox it, show it off, and announce a Black Friday sale. So it's a Geeetech Mini M1, I believe is what they call it. Yes, the Geeetech M1. Now, one of the things that they did tell me is this unit that they've shipped me does not have Wi-Fi. The units that they will be selling are a newer model unit, and they will have Wi-Fi. So there we go. Just a simple, very simple fold-out user's manual, and this looks to be a troubleshooting. Talks about checking the print head, check the Y-axis belt, check the, standard power cord, a little bitty tiny spool of gold filament, but they sent me filament too. Looks like a small tool bag with an extra nozzle, a nozzle cleaning tool, a micro SD card, and a micro SD card holder, wrench, probably nozzle wrench. I'm going to guess this is going to be a power brick. It is. It's a power brick, 110 to 40 volt input and a 4 amp 24 volt output. So, piece of PTFE tubing. That looks to be a spool holder. Now, one of the things I have read on this is it uses 1/2 kilogram spools on the spool holder. If you're going to use 1 kilogram spools, you need to print a separate spool holder. And looks like this will be our printer. Nothing else in that box. Let's tip it up on its side here. And there we go. A Geeetech M1. Well packaged. Now I did a little research on it. It's 100 millimeter by 110 millimeter by 100 millimeters. So not quite 100, 100, 100. So it's 100, 110, 100. It's not a Core XY machine. It is a bed slinger. I did check that out as well. So we've got foam rubber type packing in the back here. Foam rubber type packing in the front. It's a little difficult to slide out of there, but they come out. And looks like it's a single lead screw on the Z-axis over here. I see a single lead screw on the Z-axis. Y is, yep, there's a belt down in there for the Y. X is belted. Looks like we've got some zip ties in there to get removed off the tool head. Thought I had some clippers in here, but it appears as though I do, yes. So we'll clip this zip tie here. And there's another one here. Not real easy to get at. There we go. It's quite an interesting belt arrangement on the X. It's the stepper is right here in the center, and then the belt kind of zigzags over that. No idea how they're tensioning it or anything. There's a little daughter board here that looks like it's fed by ribbon cables from the motherboard, which is actually up in the top, up here just below the screen. I don't know if there's another, doesn't appear to be any kind of board underneath. There's just a stepper motor, another stepper motor. Looks like there's a sensor right here. So this must, I see a spring-loaded sensor over here that it must tap the, I don't know, we'll have to figure it out. So this does go into how to tighten the belts and that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. User manual, so go step by step. It does say it has a heated bed, and I do see a cord coming up here to the bed, so that's a plus. It's got a heated bed. It has a, the build plate has a notch in the hole, and then has a wiper, a silicone wiper back here for the nozzle. There's some stuff that's been well thought out on this. I have zero knowledge of this printer. Never realized they made a printer until they reached out to me and I got to looking at it a little bit. So this plugs into a PTFE coupler in here, a pneumatic coupler on the top. Just like that. Pneumatic coupler on the side here. And this has a filament runout sensor. I can see the sensor board right in here for that. The spool holder, like this. This is a roll of gold. Well, it says it's a 1 kilogram roll. Now, I thought I read on here that you weren't supposed to put 1 kilogram rolls on the side of this. They'd be too heavy. But that's what they sent me. We're going to give it a shot and see what happens. So, it would feed like this. No, that seems to be fine. It clears the table. Let's power it up and just see what happens. YOLO. If I can figure out where this goes in at. Well, I do see one issue. It looks like there's a USB port here for a USB cable, and the power port is right next to that and the power switch. And I can see right now with this spool of filament on there, yeah, that ain't gonna work because it hits the power cable. So I'm gonna have to go get a Polymaker dry box to feed this out of because I don't have anything else to feed it with. So we'll sort that out. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and power it up and see what this does. I'm going to grab another camera to focus on the screen here. I've already got a cord down here on the floor. I don't know why I'm bothering to untie that one. So there's a power cord. Let's throw this trash out. And it powered on already. It says it's not leveled. Anyway, I'm going to grab another camera. I'm going to do a peel here. Let me grab another camera so we can look at this screen while we're doing this and see what all that has. So stand by, getting another camera. All right, we're back. I got a camera set up, and I did take a minute to take the micro SD card and copy it over to that computer to see what was on it. Looks like, hold on here a second. So there's slicing software and drivers, troubleshooting guide, unsliced models, and then a whole bunch of models. And it looks like there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 videos. Auto leveling, clean nozzle, manual level, replace motherboard, replace nozzle, replace screen, unboxing, and then some more models. But anyway, so I looked at the owner's or the operator's manual on here, which is kind of funny. To find the user's manual on here, I had to, let me do this again, documents, documents, Geeetech. It was actually under the troubleshooting guide, number 3. So I clicked on the troubleshooting guide, and then number 1 is in there, which is user manual. And then there's solutions to common M1 problems, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But the user manual online looks identical, or on the SD card, micro SD card, looks identical to this one. So we're kind of going to follow along here. I'll put snippets of it up. But we already did the power on, and it powers up. The light comes on in there and everything. Says check the display and everything's normal. And then it says a hot bed leveling. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get this camera on. Okay, so I've got this camera on. It's focused on the screen here. And hot bed leveling. So power M1 on, press the enter menu screen, then rotate the knob to select prepare menu, then press knob to enter the next level menu. But then it doesn't, oh yeah, rotate the knob, select auto level, menu, press the knob, and the screen will jump to home page at this time. Okay, so press this, and it says scroll to prepare, which is right there, auto level, which is right there, and it's taken off and it's doing something. It says leveling on here, and it's going down now. It's touching off on the Z-axis sex bolt. I don't know what else to call it. And now it says cleaning the nozzle, so I'm assuming it's going to heat up and clean the nozzle. So it shows the nozzle is heating to 140 degrees right now. So this camera should be picking it up. All right, so run the nozzle down against the silicone brush at the back of the bed, and it's brushing it. Now it's going back over. It's like it homed X and Y, and now it's homing Z again. It's touching the nozzle off on the sex bolt over here in the corner. Now it says the bed is heating, and the bed's currently at 34 degrees. It shows that it's heating it to 50 degrees, so we'll let that heat up. The bed heats slow. We're at 45 degrees waiting to get to 50, so this is going to take a little while. But considering it's 24 volts, 4 amps going into the machine, I doubt that it puts a lot of energy to that bed to heat it, so that's kind of expected that it's going to take a little while. Now, while that is heating, I'm going to assume that this is some sort of clipper in here, because as I'm reading through the directions here, it gets down here and it even has baby stepping function where it goes through in the directions here. Long press on the knob on the home screen to automatically jump to the baby settings or baby step settings page. Rotate the knob, select auto level, and press the knob. Oh no, wait, wrong page. Press the button, turn the knob to the tune menu, and find the baby step setting page. Okay, we're back to. Okay, it's actually using the nozzle to probe the bed, and I'm seeing a red LED light here on the back when it's touching the bed. So it's probing the bed with the nozzle. It appears to be doing a bed mesh. I have no idea if there is a sensor in the tool head, if there is a sensor on the bed. I don't know where it's sensing at, but I'm watching it touch the tool head off to the bed. So it's doing a legitimate bed mesh. And what is this going to be? A 5x5? A 4x4? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's doing a legitimate 4x4 bed mesh. So it has, I don't know what the actual term for it is. In all the printers that I built, they've called it a sex bolt, but it's got a probe over here to this side of the bed where the nozzle goes down and touches off to get the nozzle height. And then it's over here actually probing the bed, and I can see a light, an LED, red LED coming on here on the back of the bed, or the back of this daughter board each time it touches off. Yeah, it said probing point 16 of 16. It just touched off on this sensor over here again. I seen the red light come on the back here, and it appears to be done leveling. So hotbed leveling, we've done that. Let's see, now loading filament. So we've already figured out that we can't hang the filament on the spool holder here. It hits the cord. Now I did see something in the models that comes with this for an adapter. I might look at that later, but for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and clip this gold PLA. And I went to go get a dry box to put this in, but a dry box either feeds out of the side or the top. Well, as low as this is, neither one of those are going to work. I did see somebody else did a video where they had this set up on some spools to get it up high enough to feed a dry box. I just grabbed some of these rollers that I have in one of my homemade dry box feeder units. So we're just going to feed the filament all the way in. Well, that wasn't very smart because I had it through the side of the spool. Let's try that again. It'll only feed that far. Then it stops turning. Let's try this again. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to feed that over till I feel it in the tool head. Okay, it's not going any further. Now, says press the knob to enter the M1 screen, then select the prepare menu knob, then select the load menu, press the knob, then select the next menu. This menu, select PLA. All right, let's just do this. So hit the knob, prepare. All the way down here is load filament and preheat PLA. It says load filament, nozzle heating, please wait. And it shows nozzles 83 degrees going to 190. Okay, we're at 190. It says load filament, insert filament, and press button to continue. I've inserted it, press the button to continue, and there it goes. I feel it pulling the filament in. It's taking the filament. I don't know if you can see my hand over here coming up, but it's feeding the filament. Spool's turning, and here comes filament coming out over here. Okay, and it gives you the option to purge more or return. Well, hot filament came out, so I'm going to say we don't need to purge anymore. Going to return. Now, it's still showing it's keeping the nozzle at 190 degrees. I don't know that I like that. It's just going to stay hot. Okay, let's go back into prepare and see if there's a cool down. Here's temperature, cool down. All right, that turned the nozzle off. All right, I would really like to see them change that in their firmware where once it's done loading the filament, it cools down and not just hold that nozzle to 190 degrees. Now, I don't know how long it had set there to 190 degrees. I'm not going to try that right now, but so my two little gripes so far, put the switch and all that stuff over on this side so you can hang a spool on the spool holder here and do something about the nozzle temperature. But I'm still impressed. It still did a full 4x4 bed mesh. So it's looking at the screen and everything, it's some flavor of clipper in there. It's got to be. Anyway, moving on. This goes into model slicing, and I did check this out while I was waiting on this printer. It says right here that Geeetech doesn't have their own slicer. Surprisingly enough, I think they're the first printer company that hasn't taken an existing slicer, butchered it all up, and slapped their name on it. They recommend here you use Cura or Cura Orca Slicer. Well, I use Orca Slicer. Went into Orca Slicer. Number one, I had no idea Geeetech made that many printers, but there's a whole bunch of Geeetech printers in there, and this printer actually does have a preset in Orca Slicer. We're not going to do that in this video. I'm not going to get into slicing models. It talks about it here. It has a bunch of models included on the SD card, and that's what we're going to do. Start printing. When the M1 is ready and the hotbed has been leveled, you can print the model by following steps below. Put the G code into the micro SD and slur the card shown in figure 10 below. So I'm just going to go ahead. This has models preloaded on it. I looked. It's got a bunch on there. Just put it in the little slot right here on the top. It's a push to click lock in. And let's go select a model. Print from media. And Benchy, Angel Duck, Art PLA G, I don't know what that is, Astronaut, Cat, Crown, Dog. Oh, here's the Geeetech M1 1 kilogram filament spool. So I'm going to assume that's the adapter. Horse, Mini Dragon, Money Cat, Small Dog, Christmas. It's November. Gold filament. Let's do Christmas tree. Start print. Christmas tree PLA Geeetech M1, and I'm going to hit print. And there we go. It's taken the bed to 60 degrees and looks like it's going to take the nozzle to 210. It says bed heating. So I'm just going to let this go, and we'll wait for it to get all heated up, and we'll watch it get the print started. Okay, we're done heating. LED turns off automatically, so maybe there's some way in there to adjust that. Is that just an LED light? It is. Now that's a beep. I don't know what that's. Oh, it's printing a prime line. A very fat prime line. There we go, and off it goes. It's printing. Looks like it's printing a. It's printing. It's going to be some kind of Christmas tree, so we'll let it print until it's done. And I'm going to see in configuration here, main run out sensor, case light. Okay, right here. Case light, auto. So we're going to click it once, that's off, once is on. Now there's another one here that's called lights. I wonder what that one is. It's on, off. I don't see anything change. So case light is the light in the case. Okay. Auto, off, on. And then there's lights, and that just gives you two options, off and on, but I don't see anything change anywhere on it. Wait a second. Ah, the light's in the knob here. So when I click that off, the knob doesn't light up. When I click it on, I can see it's got a green light right now. And I've noticed that's changed some colors from time to time. Again, little clues that there's clipper in here. And then there's something for the sound. The runout sensor is actually turned off. I see that in the settings here. Back to the info screen. It's showing that it's printing a Christmas tree. 8 minutes since we started it. It's used 135 millimeters of filament so far. And I'm going to let it keep printing. Let's see what this thing does. Let's let it print to the end, see what it does. All right, we're back. We have a Christmas tree. According to the screen here, used an hour and 57 minutes to make this Christmas tree. So um, I don't see any problems with the print. Comes right off the build plate. Brim, prime line, all that's there. Put the build plate back on. Now the build plate is a little bit funky. I will admit. You have to get this here around the silicone nozzle brush spot here on the bed. So you gotta kind of futz with it a little bit, but there we go. Um, you know, let's say I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the quality of the print. It's an impressive print. So all right, let's recap. Um, Geeetech M1, and I'm looking at it over here on the screen right now. Says for kids and beginners, high-speed mini 3D printer, auto leveling, child safe design, fully open source, pre-assembled STEM learning tool. I'm going to assume that by fully open source, they are talking, it's got to be running Clipper. I mean, all the indications up here on the screen are some sort of a Clipper based. And unlike every other printer manufacturer out there, Geeetech has not taken Kira, Orca, Prusa Slicer, any of those, and tried to slap their name on it. They recommend using Orca or Prusa. I found the presets for this machine in Orca Slicer. So, you know, props to Geeetech for that. Stick to building printers. Leave slicers to people that do slicers for a living. Uh, I've got no complaints with the printer. I was honestly blown away when it did a 16 point, a 4x4 bed mesh. No idea, you know. I've not done anything to adjust offsets or anything. It comes over here and it hits this sensor right here with the nozzle, and I can see when I look underneath there is a switch on that. Plus, the only thing I can think of is there's a pressure sensor, a PTZ, something is on the tool head, so it can tell when it's probing the build plate and tell when it hits that. I don't have anything other than that. There's not a lot of information on the printer. It is a box, but it's not a Core XY. It's an i3 printer. It has X goes just back and forth. Y is just the bed going back and forth. Z is up and down. It's an i3 printer. It is not a Core XY. It is it's in a box configuration, but the bed comes clear out the back of the printer. And I don't have a tape measure here to measure it, which is unusual for me. Well, I can measure in inches, but I can't measure. Oh no, this does have millimeters on the back. So the bed, when it's at the full aft position, comes out of the back of the printer. You're going to need a minimum of 90 millimeters of clearance behind here so that the power cord isn't smashing up against something. And it slides out of the front. Looks like it goes out about 5 millimeters. So right now it's showing $199 on Amazon. The communication that I have from the manufacturer on this is 20 to 30% for the Amazon US stores Black Friday events. So if it's $199 right now and 20% off that would be about $40, that'd make it $159. So I don't know what the exact price is going to be on Black Friday when those events start. Links in the video description down below to the filaments that they sent me, which they sent me a silk gold and a silk silver. You know, we printed the Christmas tree, holiday tree, in the silk gold. I will print some more items on this while I'm finishing up this video, and I'll put pictures of those up. But i3 printer out of the box till I was ready to start printing. I mean, it's under 30 minutes. Everything was pretty straightforward. It's got automatic filament loading, and it says automatic filament unloading. I haven't tried that yet. I will be trying that. Auto bed leveling, heated bed. $199 full price. And according to what I looked at, that's actually down from the $249 that it was about a month ago. Now, this one does not have Wi-Fi, and according to the communication that I got in my email, the new ones are supposed to have Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. That's the communication I've received from their marketing team, that the latest models will have Wi-Fi capability. So I'm going to assume you connect through Orca just like you do with any other printer that's got Wi-Fi capability. Upload your files, send it. It'll take some time to figure out what the G codes are to get it to home and all that stuff, but I might dig into the G codes later, and I'll do an update video on this at a later date and time. Right now, this is just promoting the printer for the Black Friday sales that are coming up for this Christmas season. Is it a perfect printer? Oh, I haven't found a perfect printer yet, but you know, for the price and what it is and the amount of space it takes up, it's got a few little quirks. You know, the number one being the spool holder. I'm going to try and print the spool holder that's on the SD card, and we'll see what that is. No idea what it is. I don't know if it's just an adapter that goes in here and makes the spool ride higher. I didn't look at it to see. I was going to print it on another printer while the Christmas tree was printing, but they didn't send a STL file for that. It's an already pre-sliced G code, so I just let it go, and I'll print it right here on this. So that is it for now. Geeetech M1 on Amazon. Links in the video description down below. I'm pretty sure it has clipper, auto bed leveling, auto Z offset. It has, it prints. It prints 100 by 110 by 100. It's not huge. It's not tiny. And for a printer for somebody just getting started and a kid to print little toys, I think it's probably a good choice. It's going to have some adult help, as with any printer. There's not a printer yet that you can hand a 7-year-old and just walk away from. The adults are still going to have to step in and help at some levels. But I think this is one where they can probably pick it up pretty quickly and before long be on their own with it. So links down below. Geeetech M1, Amazon links. That'll be for the filaments and the printer. Black Friday. I don't remember the dates. I don't have a calendar up here in front of me, but it's down the road here in a week or two. Two weeks, I think. 3 weeks. I don't remember now. It's down the road here. So that is it. I appreciate each and every one of you, and hit that thumbs up if you like it. Drop a comment down below. Hit the bell icon when you want to see the next video drop. And as always, hit that subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. Until the next one, peace out.